Get ready to be mind blown. And now, for today's hashtag Lane Hack with Just the Tip. Run, don't walk your way to SimplePassiveCashFlow.com and sign up for the Hui Deal Pipeline Club and get in on the deal flow. Hashtag Lane Hack.
Today's Lane Hack is 10 ways to appear more engaged at your day job while you're building passive streams of income. Today is Happy Independence Day, and I am celebrating my 10-year anniversary of working and being a productive adult in the workforce. About 10 years ago, in July of 2007, I graduated college and I took a couple weeks off and went right to work. And I remember sitting there and looking up at the clock and thinking to myself, goodness, I'm going to be here for quite a while. And then I started that short journey of working on the road, saving up money for that first rental property. Somewhere along the way, I found my way into this real estate investing and dedicated my efforts to building passive streams of income to do what I want, where I want, and with whom I want. And, a lot of these anti-rich dad, poor dad guys will call us undisciplined or with poor work ethic. But by starting this podcast, I've collected the data points of over 100 calls with you investors who like to call in. And if you guys going on the website, SimplePassiveCashFlow.com, go and sign up for a free call with me. I just asked if you guys review some of the material beforehand before starting a call with me so we can really get to how we can really move you forward. Going through all these calls with these folks, I found that it's pretty rare that someone's able to align what they're good at with what they're passionate about. If you like what you do, really like what you do. I call it the Saturday morning like what you do, where if you get up on Saturday morning on the weekend and you're doing what you like to do, then consider yourself lucky. If you're like the rest of us, then I would just look to find what you're really passionate about. It may not be your job, it may be your family or something else or some other thing that you haven't had the time to find what that thing really is. I like to use an analogy of a sonicare toothbrush and this thing called resonance frequency. If you still don't know what I'm talking about, think of a tuning fork when you hit that thing and it hits that key note. So the sonicare toothbrush vibrates that fork that ultimately vibrates the head of the toothbrush at a perfect frequency rate for that length of metal and that type of metal. And, I'm an engineer, but I don't really understand the whole thing. But basically, it uses the least amount of energy or the battery in the toothbrush to create the most movement in the toothbrush head. Thinking about that as far as your career or what you're doing, a lot of people, they like what they do and they're passionate about it. And that's, in a way, they're creating a resonance frequency for them. That's like their ultimate way, optimizing their productivity, output, and they're making it look easy. Not being one of the big boys in investing quite yet, aka the accredited investor in the eyes of the SEC, it's tough to find good options for investing. But then I started investing in the American Homeowner Preservation Fund, or AHP Fund, which is crowdfunding the mortgage crisis in America. The fund collaborates with existing homeowners to keep them in their homes. It's a way to make great returns while feeling good about making a social impact. After investing myself in the fund, it was awesome when they approached me to become an advertiser of the company. You can start investing with as little as $100, and if you want the free Burn Zone book, please send me an email to lane@simplepassivecashflow.com. So the following are 10 ways to appear more engaged at your day job while you're building passive streams of income. And, these are just for fun, guys. Happy Independence Day for your future to become financially independent. So number 1, walk fast and move frantically around the office or in general work areas like the kitchen, the hallway. Always move quickly, like you've got something to do. And when you're at the coffee machine, run and grab it and go run back to your cubicle. Number 2, don't tell people where you're going on vacation. For example, you don't want to tell them that you're going to Dallas looking for apartment deals or going to some secondary or tertiary market that no one has ever heard of before. Number 3, don't take calls in your car where people can see you. The parking lot is the worst place for secondary business activities. Number 4, don't drive a fancy car to work. A Mercedes, BMW, Porsche, Tesla are not good options. Number 5, attempt to look like you bring a brown bag to work for lunch. Say something like, you're trying to be healthy. A lot of people without passive income coming in live in the scarcity mindset and they feel like spending $3 on a brown bag lunch and spending all the free time at home making that said lunch actually makes sense. Go out, enjoy your lunch. It's cheaper than a dinner, and just make sure you eat a salad. Number 6, invest in a small compact laptop to analyze deals and emails. And also invest in Google Drive. Come on guys, you can spend the $10 a month to get unlimited Google Drive access or Dropbox. Number 7, use calendar schedulers and VAs to schedule your calls around your work time. If you guys need access to a VA or virtual assistants, let me know. I'll hook you guys up. Number 8, when asked why you're not investing in the company-sponsored 401k plan, just say you're kind of a government conspiracist or something like that. It'll just be easier for them to understand. And if you're super savvy, go to simplepassivecashflow.com/FUND fund to check out Simple Passive Cash Flow Hedge Fund, investing in multifamily, single family, and a bunch of investments that you want to be at this time when the stock market is in all-time highs. And we're looking like 2008 is rolling around again. Number 9, just nod and say yes. Did I say number 9, just say yes? And lastly, number 10, when you purposely keep your workstation cluttered so you look busy and appear indispensable. When people see those piles of manila folders and drawings or whatever you've got on your desk, they subconsciously think to themselves, boy, we really need that guy. He's super important. He's got a lot of papers on his desk. So this was all just for fun, guys. I don't really recommend doing all these things. But, sometimes it gets tough at work, and just wanted to let you guys know that some other people out there are thinking the same thing. I like my job some of the time. One of the things that I've done to kind of keep me going is to stop working for private companies and only work for public entities. Because at the end of the day, I always think to myself, well, it's not going to some private profit, but to good of the people. So that's a little lane hack. All right. Bye, guys.
The preceding lane hack was approved by Lane Kawaoka, an efficiency and productivity expert, traditionally educated with a BS in industrial engineering, masters in civil engineering and construction management, and professionally licensed engineer in Washington State, with over a decade of in-field experience supervising construction crews and managing over $100 million capital projects in both bureaucratic public and cutthroat private sectors. And by the way, every situation is different, and remember to think for yourself.